Cheers, call obey to with love and strength and faith, the labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve one nation burning free, unity. Please be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our hosts for this august occasion. The one and only, the inimitable, Eugenia Abu and Richmond Osuji.
Your Excellency, President Muhammadu Buhari, Excellency, the Senate President, Excellency, the Speaker, House of Representatives, Excellencies, Governors here present, Honorable Ministers here present, with specific mention of the Minister of State Petroleum, Board Chairman, NNPC, Group CEO, NNPC, Head of Government and Extra Ministerial Departments, Captains of Industries, international organizations and members of the Diplomatic Corps, my lords, spiritual and temporal. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm absolutely delighted to welcome you to this very exciting event. It is going to be unparalleled, unflappable, and truly an experience to take you on a journey of NNPC over the years, and indeed the greatness of NNPC. Richmond?
Thank you, Eugenia. Welcome to the unveil of NNPC Limited. But before we begin, it's only proper that we celebrate the reason for this event. So please welcome on stage Dare and the Rebirth Choir for a special rendition of a song that has been making a lot of us bob our heads and move our legs, the theme song for this rebirth event.
Energy.
The world is dashing me, nothing can stop you. Yeah. Cause you got energy for today, energy for tomorrow. Bigger than yesterday. You're so much better. So come on, let's go. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go. It's a brand new day. Tomorrow. Energy like the sun, oh. Energy like the sun. I stay to the dawn, oh. Energy like the dawn. Energy when the so come on. Let's see NNPC staff, everybody on. That side is very loud. That side is very loud. I need this side next, okay? Are you ready this side? Let's go. 1, 2. That's not bad. That's not bad. This side is louder now. Let's go together now as we go home. Take it to the future. Come on, let's go. So much time. Good morning, Your Excellency, distinguished guests, and welcome to the rebirth. This is the new NNPC we're about to unveil. A new world, a whole new world, I dare say. I'd like to invite my friend onto stage, Chi, as we do this special one, just to paint this beautiful picture that is NNPC. There we go. Hey, Chi, look amazing today. Yeah.
This whole new world with you.
Fantastic for
Let's turn to a spell. Let me share this all you want.
a whole new world. That's where we'll be.
That's where NNPC is taking us. Just one is Thank you.
This is Nigeria. Energy pulsing through the homes, streets, and ambitions of her people. It is the lifeblood that propels this great nation. Energy. No, not that. Energy. From the very ground we walk on. It has spurred this nation into rapid development and powered the dreams of over 200 million people. Is it possible to imagine a Nigeria without energy? Meets Nigeria in 1956. A vast multicultural British colony with an economy mainly revolving around labor-intensive agriculture and its regions largely underdeveloped. But this fated nation was about to discover something that would change its fortunes and its young destiny forever. In a little village called Oloibiri in present-day Bayelsa State, the shale oil exploration had just discovered oil, literally striking gold, black gold. In its first year, oil was produced in commercial quantities of 5,000 barrels per day. By 1971, shortly after joining the OPEC as its 10th member state, the Nigeria National Oil Corporation, NNOC, was established. As a fully fledged national oil company with the responsibility to oversee operating functions for the fledgling Nigerian oil industry. And on the 1st of April 1977, under Decree 33, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, was established, given its regulatory functions as well as its operating functions. The NNPC train took off with a lot of momentum.
The 70s to 80s saw tremendous infrastructural development in Nigeria as the wealth coming from the oil industry spurred notable projects like the Lagos Third Mainland Bridge, the National Theatre, and many more iconic sites, setting the pace for the shape of things to come. Over 10 years, the company grew, with the commissioning and construction of the Warri, Kaduna and Port Harcourt refineries, and also took over the 35,000 barrel Shell refinery established in Port Harcourt in 1965. 1988 saw NNPC become a holding company with 12 limited liability subsidiaries. 1990, at the start of the new decade, the NNPC set out to improve the oil and gas reserve base and oil exploration, which had progressively moved offshore Niger Delta. Oil exploration was further expanded into border areas, including the deep coastal and inland basins of Anambra, Benin, Dahomey, and Benue, where acreages were allocated to multinationals, signing a production sharing agreement, PSC, with NNPC. With a goal to directly touch the lives of more Nigerians, in 1992, OMPADEC, the Oil Mineral Producing Areas Development Commission, was born. The mission is to reinvest oil earnings into host communities and Nigerians at large. Moving forward into the year 2000, President Olusegun Obasanjo initiates reforms for Nigeria's oil and gas industry. This was a major foreshadowing of monumental things to come. By 2002, NNPC commissioned its first mega station in Ikoyi, Lagos, following this up with mega stations in all 36 states of the Federation, including 12 floating stations for riverine communities. This much lauded move shows the NNPC's commitment towards energy security. The NNPC's drive for growth and expansion continued to impact and transform the lives of Nigerians, directly and indirectly, promoting education and employing thousands of Nigerians. NNPC empowers communities all over the country. Our network of gas pipelines brings gas to power generation plants, providing electricity into homes and factories across the nation. In present day, NNPC is leading the energy transition journey for Africa through the deployment of the appropriate technology to decarbonize its operations. The NNPC is accelerating the commercial exploration of our hydrocarbon reserves, especially gas, and lay the foundation to develop other renewable sources of energy. In 2020, amidst the uncertainty of the COVID pandemic, the NNPC launched the construction of Ajaokuta, Kaduna, and Kano pipelines to create a guaranteed gas supply network across the country. In the same year, consolidating on its commitment to cutting global emissions and fostering green energy, the federal government and NNPC rolled out the National Gas Expansion Program, which involves converting fuel-powered cars and generators from petrol to gas. This program, when fully actualized, will make Nigeria the first choice source for cheaper and cleaner energy, positioning the country as a global gas-enabled industrial nation. In August 2021, for the first time in its 44-year history, the NNPC declared a profit after tax of 287 billion naira for the 2020 financial year. Soaring on the wings of success, in the same month, President Muhammadu Buhari signed the Petroleum Industry Bill. This act brought a close to the long fight for reforms in the oil and gas sector, creating an environment more conducive for the growth of the industry in Nigeria. All these bold achievements in the NNPC would not have been possible without the company's constant drive towards innovation and growth, hiring the brightest talents around Nigeria, coupled with its enabling work environment that encourages vision and innovation. With the giant stride and pivotal role the NNPC has played for the past 45 years in the history of Nigeria, it is clear that NNPC has contributed to Nigeria's depth and growth. As the NNPC reintroduces itself as a limited liability company to the world, it is positioned to be the leading provider of clean and sustainable energy in the country, taking giant strides to decarbonize Nigeria. NNPC will ensure security of energy supply to the people of Nigeria and to the world, maintaining Nigeria as the reliable energy supplier, while also championing the future of green, safe, and sustainable energy in Africa. NNPC is ready to take on the world.
Tomorrow. The story, the history, the trajectory, and the journey. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, did we hear profit after tax?
Over 200 billion naira. First time in over 40 years.
Fantastic. 44, in fact, if I caught that documentary right.
Absolutely correct.
We truly thank you once again for joining us as we enter a new trajectory of history. As we begin the motion for growth and development, the continuation of the work that the NNPC has been doing over the years. NNPC Limited, energy for today, energy for tomorrow. It is a rebirth. Richmond?
Indeed, an unwavering motion, a true rebirth. For 45 years and counting, NNPC weaves into the very fabric of the Nigerian economy, a national oil company that has grown across the hydrocarbon value chain.
Indeed. For those who are watching us around the world live, His Excellency, Mr. President, and many of our distinguished guests have already toured the museum of yesterday. If you have not been, it is highly recommended. Richmond and I have been, and believe me, it is something that is totally out of this world, to see the growth and to see the development.
It is important to always remind ourselves that for every success we've attained as a country and as a company in the oil and gas industry, NNPC has played a leadership role and has guided us right. NNPC has built our reserves to over 37 billion barrels of oil and over 200 trillion cubic feet of proven gas reserves. Can you believe it, Eugenia?
Indeed. NNPC also has the largest network of retail stations across the country and a footprint that touches all our host communities.
Amazing. We're the largest corporate contributor to the Nigerian economy. We have so much to be proud of.
So, speaking about footprints, Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's time now to welcome an amazing man to join us up here. A man whose leadership has taken NNPC to new heights and has indeed made some tremendous strides. Please help me welcome the Group CEO of NNPC Limited, Malam Mele Keri.
Good morning, Mr. President, and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is a profound honor and privilege to welcome you to this historic event that heralds a new beginning for the energy industry in our country and also indeed for the world. Mr. President, our journey could not have been possible without the purposeful and determined leadership to act and bring to closure the over 20 years of pursuit for the transformation of the energy sector by you, Mr. President. Mr. President, also, I would like you to kindly permit me to recognize the gracious presence of the distinguished Senate President and distinguished senators present here, and also that of the Right Honorable Speaker and all members of the House of Representatives present here, members of the Federal Executive Council present here, His Excellency, the Chairman of the Governors Forum and other executive governors present here, the Chief of Defense Staff and members of the Nigerian Armed Forces, the Secretary to Government of the Federation, heads of government agencies, members of the diplomatic community and ministers of other nations present here, executives of national and multinational oil companies, chairman and members of the board of directors of the NNPC Limited, distinguished business leaders, our guests from Nigeria and abroad, and members of the press. It is a great honor that I welcome everyone to the unveiling of the NNPC Limited to the world, marking our new beginning and our covenant to deliver greater value to our over 200 million shareholders. We are grateful, Your Excellency, Mr. President, for your insightful leadership and sustained commitment to the growth and prosperity of our great nation. History has continued to record your exceptional visions and lasting positive impacts they make. For us in the energy sector, Your Excellency, we cherish your informed decision that created NNPC as a corporation in 1977. The courageous reforms you have instituted with the passage of the Petroleum Industry Act 2021, the leadership and direction you have given us in creating a viable and commercially driven energy company, and your kind presence today to unveil yet another promise to our nation and to the world. We will continue to be grateful for your legacy, Mr. President, and for consistently transforming the Nigerian petroleum industry at different times over the span of 45 years. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all of us in NNPC Limited are profoundly grateful for your kind presence at this great moment in the history of our company. The day, Mr. President, will unveil our dynamic and commercially driven energy company with focus on value creation for all stakeholders while sustainably delivering energy to the world. This indeed is a new day, a new hope, and a new opportunity to upscale our relevance in the global energy community as Africa's largest energy company, endowed with the best human resources one can find anywhere in the industry. NNPC Limited is positioned to lead Africa's gradual transition to new energy by deepening natural gas production to create low-carbon alternatives and positively change the story of energy poverty at home and around the world. Your Excellency, Mr. President, we have taken a strategic initiative to achieve our mandate of ensuring energy security for our country by rolling out a comprehensive expansion plan to grow our fuel retail presence from the 547 to over 1,500 outlets within the next 6 months. Our drive for organizational sustainability is hinged on our renewed commitment to partnerships that deliver sustainable value to all with integrity. Our established governance framework, systems, processes, and new culture are designed to support our quest to be the global company of choice. Your Excellency, Mr. President, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my greatest pleasure and privilege to welcome you all to this historic event. We are delivering energy today. We will deliver energy tomorrow. And thank you for honoring our invitation. And thank you, Mr. President.
Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the man of the moment has spoken. The enactment of the Petroleum Industry Act that enabled NNPC's incorporation means there is a legally binding mandate.
Indeed, this is a huge and much awaited opportunity. Without further ado, may we now invite the Honorable Minister of State, Petroleum Resources, Chief Timipro Silva, for his own remarks.
Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, and also the Minister of Petroleum, the President of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and members of the Senate that are present here, the Speaker of the House of Representatives and members, governors that are present here, Your Excellencies, honorable ministers and members of the Federal Executive Council present here, my brothers, ministers from Niger and Equatorial Guinea, and representatives of ministers from other countries, the Secretary General of APO, captains of industry. Let me please at this point rely on the protocols already established. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted to address you here at this auspicious occasion of the presidential unveiling of NNPC Limited to the world. Mr. President, a new dawn was ushered into Nigeria's oil and gas industry that fateful day of 16th August 2021, when you signed the Petroleum Industry Bill into law, making it the PIA 2021. It was a landmark achievement and victory for all Nigerians after about 2 decades of dashed hopes. From the onset of this administration, Mr. President never concealed his desire to create a more conducive environment for growth of the oil and gas sector and addressing legitimate grievances of communities most impacted by the extractive industry. While the country was waiting for the PIA, Nigeria's oil and gas industry lost about $50 billion worth of investment. In fact, between 2015 and 2019, KPMG states that only 4% of the $70 billion investment inflows into Africa's oil and gas industry came to Nigeria, even though the country is the continent's biggest producer with the largest reserves. We are setting all these woes behind us, and a clear path for the survival and growth of our petroleum industry is now before us, with the PIA assuring international and local oil companies of adequate protection for their investments. The nation's petroleum industry is no longer rudderless. The PIA avails us the golden opportunity to strengthen our institutions, improve our regulatory and fiscal frameworks, and attract the much-needed investments. Some of the golden opportunities presented by the reforms are coming at a time when the global energy conversation is moving towards gas as a cleaner fuel. For a country so blessed in gas like ours, we cannot be happier and more excited. Let me therefore congratulate Mr. President, the Ministry of Petroleum Resources, NNPC Limited, and indeed all Nigerians for this remarkable milestone. By this singular development, Mr. President has demonstrated his unshakable commitment of emplacing the entire Nigerian oil and gas industry on the path of growth, profitability, and prosperity. One of the magnanimous provisions of the PIA, which is being unveiled at this important occasion, is the transition of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation into a fully commercial entity, which will be a limited liability company, incorporated under the Companies and Allied Matters Act, to be known as NNPC Limited. The NNPC Limited will operate as a profitable commercial entity and declare dividends to its shareholders. The company will demonstrate higher levels of performance and accountability to continue to win the hearts of its over 200 million shareholders. The unveiling of NNPC Limited today is a new dawn in the quest for the growth and development of the Nigerian oil and gas industry, opening new vintages and partnerships. This is another remarkable day in which this administration, under the able guidance and leadership of President Buhari, is again matching its words with actions, with the swift implementation of the NNPC Limited provision under the PIA. Mr. President, I again salute your unparalleled leadership, steadfastness, and unalloyed support towards ensuring that the country's oil and gas industry is on a sound footing to meeting the energy needs of a fast-changing world. I likewise recognize the laudable contributions of the National Assembly to the successes recorded by this administration in the energy sector. The valuable support of all the stakeholders in the Nigerian petroleum industry is also much appreciated. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that expectations are high with this unveiling of the NNPC Limited. Today, I have no doubt that the leadership of this brand new limited liability company is supercharged to meet the high expectations. Mr. President, sir, we thank you for your continued support for the transformation of the Nigerian oil and gas industry, and specifically for making a commercially viable national oil company, the NNPC Limited, a reality today. Energy for today, energy for tomorrow, energy for everyone. Thank you all, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Your Excellencies, energy for today, energy for tomorrow. Indeed, the team at the NNPC Limited is supercharged, according to the Minister, and they are at ready to take us to new heights and new levels. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the next person I'm about to introduce is mostly well known to those who love Nigeria. She has traversed the universe selling Nigeria. She is one of our most elegant performers, one of Nigeria's finest songbirds, performer, singer, songwriter, who has performed to packed audiences across the world. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, one of Nigeria's finest daughters, finest musicians, finest singers, help me welcome the formidable and elegant Asha.
mountain, and nobody seems to be on the run. Oh, there is fire on the mountain top, and no one is around. I wake up in the morning, tell you what I see on my TV screen. I see the blood of an innocent child, and everybody's watching. What did I say to make you so blind to your conscience and your reason? Could it be love for your country, or for the guns you've been killing? So there is fire on the mountain, and nobody seems to be on the run. Oh, there is fire on the mountain top, and no one is surrounding. Hey, Mr. Lover Man, can I get a chance to talk to you? Cause you are fooling with a dead man's guts. You don't know what you do. Who's responsible for what we teach our children? Is it the internet or the stars on television? Why, oh, why, oh? So little Lucy turned 16. They like the movies she's been seeing. She has a lover in her daddy. She can't tell nobody till she makes it the moves for the shit. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Nobody seems to be on the run. Fire on the mountain top, and no one is around. One day the river will overflow, and there'll be nowhere for us to go. And we will run, wishing we had put out the fire. Oh, there is fire up the mountain. Pray Lord that nobody seems to be on the run. Fire on the mountain, and no one is around. Whoa, fire, fire on the mountain, nobody. Fire on the mountain top, and no one is around. Whoa, fire on the mountain, oh, and nobody seems to be on the run. Fire on the mountain, God, there is fire on the mountain top. Oh Lord, there is fire on the mountain, and no one is around. Thank you. Live in the moment. Tomorrow belongs to God. Nothing can break me, nothing can bend me, nothing can pull me down. May love what you hate. We all deserve a chance. La 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 la. I don't know where the love, where my home. Caraibo, down so with you, long, long way. Show me love, our heart, But man, I work hard, cause it's you. I live a life that's good. Every time I feel myself got somebody when I reach out, nothing serious. Yeah, you know I try to get out of mine. I live a life that's free, yeah. I don't know if I need it all, but I know I'ma take it up. Check yourself, you can have it all. I don't see different kind of love, so I know if it's true or not. Yeah, 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 yeah. I don't go where no love, where my own. Caraibu down so way, so long, long way. I don't go where no love, where my own. Caraibu down so way to long, long way. Oh Lord, oh Lord, lights won't be dim. Oh Lord, oh Lord, down so way to Caraibu. Thank you. Thank you.
Asha and the Cavemen, everything we wanted and more. Oh well, I can hear you, but let me assure you, if you didn't get enough, I promise you, Asha will be back sometime later during the course of this event. What you've just listened to is just the taste of what is to come.
And now, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we know we have been waiting. We know that Richmond has something to say again. Go ahead, Richmond.
Absolutely, Eugenia. You know, you have that intervention about the next most distinguished speaker at this august event. You know this person who is going to speak with us? He was the first Federal Commissioner of Petroleum, a former board chairman of the NNPC between 76 and 78.
Now you're talking, Richmond. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my singular honor and privilege to invite His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, whose historiography in the petroleum industry you heard, you listened to from Richmond. Richmond and I have done the needful research about where this man stands, what he means to the petroleum industry, and just how much this is going to change everything. NNPC Limited.
Indeed, indeed. And he ensured that we're here today by the passage and ascent of the PIB.
Permit me, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to welcome to the podium His Excellency, President Muhammadu Buhari.
Please sit down. Thank you. the President of the Senate, look at me now. Speaker, House of Representatives, the Chairman, Governors Forum, and other governors present here, members of the National Assembly, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, the Federal Executive Council members, members of the diplomatic community, chairman and members of the NNPC board, service chiefs, royal fathers, senior government officials, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Let me start by welcoming respected and invited guests from across the world to the historic presidential unveiling of the NNPC Limited. This is a landmark event for the Nigerian oil industry. Our country places high premium in creating the right atmosphere that supports investment and growth to boost our economy and continue to play an important role in sustaining global energy requirements. We are transforming our petroleum industry to strengthen its capacity and market relevance for the present and future global energy priorities. By chance of history, I was privileged to lead the creation of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation on the 1st of July, 1977. 44 years later, I was again privileged to sign the Petroleum Industry Act in 2021. Heralding the long-awaited reform of our petroleum sector. The provision of PIA 2021 have given the Nigerian petroleum industry a new impetus with improved fiscal framework, transparent governance, enhanced regulation, and the creation of a commercially driven and independent national oil company that will operate without relying on government funding and free from institutional regulations such as the Treasury Single Account, Public Procurement and Fiscal Responsibility Acts. It will, of course, conduct itself under the best international business practices in transparency, governance, and commercial viability. Coincidentally, on the 1st of July 2022, I authorized transfer of assets from the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation to its successor company, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, and steered the implementation leading to the unveiling of Africa's largest national oil company today. I therefore thank Almighty God for choosing me to consistently play an important role in shaping the destiny of our national oil company from the good to the great. NNPC Limited will operate as a commercial, independent, and viable national oil company at par with its peers around the world to sustainably deliver value to its over 200 million shareholders and the global energy community, while adhering to its fundamental corporate values of integrity, excellence, and sustainability. NNPC Limited is mandated by law to ensure Nigeria's national energy security is guaranteed to support sustainable growth across other sectors of the economy as it delivers energy to the world. It is therefore my singular honor and privilege on this historic day of 19th of July 2022 to unveil the NNPC Limited, with focus on becoming a dynamic global energy company of choice to deliver energy for today, for tomorrow, for the day and days after tomorrow. I would now like to thank the leadership and members of the National Assembly for demonstrating uncommon courage and patriotism in the passage of Petroleum Industry Act that culminated in the creation of NNPC Limited. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, honorable ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for coming to witness this historic occasion. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.